A freaking bright golden Sumatran spitting cobra. Fine. I'm gonna try to just get it by the head quickly, so we freaking got one. It finally paid off. Hang on. Alright, night has fallen. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it is lightly raining. Probably not visible on camera, but you can see the ground is a little wet. Not ideal, but hopefully that's enough to get some things out and moving. And I am actually expecting better luck today than on any of the previous nights on the road, so let's see if my expectations will become reality. Alright, have a look at what we cruised here. Very sad first find. This is Goniosoma oxycephalum, the red-tailed green rat snake. This one is blue, means it was hit during the day when the sun was still shining. And in certain conditions, green snakes will turn blue when they bake in the sun. You can see the sides that weren't hit by the sun are still green. Very unfortunate. Alright, first snake has appeared, and it is another purple kukri. Possibly even bigger than the last, holy shit. This one's got a stumpy tail though, and a few scars on the body, so definitely not as nice. Probably just gonna let this one cruise off without even doing any photography. You can see there he's missing the tip of his tail as well. Well, at least one snake is active. Hopefully the others follow suit. Cool. Alright, we've reached a bit of a dry spell while cruising. We've been cruising coming up on 2 hours now without finding a single snake, dead or alive. And everyone got pretty bored, so I dropped them all off on the side of the road just now. And they're going on a very long stream hike. But one of our main big targets that everyone still wants to see, myself included, is the Malayan crate, one of the classics. I feel like you can't do a trip in this area without wanting to see that species. And deep down in my gut, I feel like that the chance of finding one on the road is just infinitely higher than while hiking. So I stayed behind on the road, and I am now solo cruising, and I'm just gonna grind it out on the road here all night if needs be, because I do believe that this provides us the best chance at finding that species. So wish me luck, guys. Could be a long and boring one.
One eternity later.
It finally paid off. Oh my word, I've been cruising for so insanely long, thinking for sure this was gonna be a fail. And have a look at that, we actually freaking got one. Not a very big one, that is. This guy is actually quite dinky, but look at that. It has the weirdest pattern I've ever seen on the head on this species. Generally, juvenile candidas have like a white head, but this one has like that finger that sticks on top of the head, which is something I've honestly never seen. Really, really cool looking one too. Hang on, there's a motorbike coming. I'm gonna just skedaddle off the road here a little bit till the bike passes. Some local bossman probably questioning my sanity. Anyway, there you have it. Little juvie of the most toxic terrestrial snake outside of Australia. One of our major targets, which usually are quite common but have eluded us this trip. And we finally freaking got one. The others are gonna be so incredibly happy. Gotta not lose it now. Anyway, I'm gonna pack this guy up and go find the others. Alright, away from the busy road now, I'm able to give you guys a way better look at this cute little guy. Have a look at this dinky little candidus. Definitely one of the smallest I think I've ever seen. And also one of the coolest and most unusual pattern. I mean, that like finger-like appendage black pattern on the head is something I've honestly never even seen in photos anywhere. Definitely a really odd individual. I mean, look at that head pattern. That is so unusual. Never have I ever seen that before. And this guy's honestly quite cooperative too. You can see he's not doing that crazy twitching that some of them do, which really is nerve-wracking. This guy is very relaxed and easygoing, which I appreciate, having a friendly candidus for once that doesn't twitch around like an absolute crackhead. Very, very, very nice little snake. What a beauty. I'd be really curious to see what this guy looks like when he grows up with that weird head pattern, or if that will just fade and as an adult he'll just look like any other Malayan crate. What a beauty. The other group also got something insanely cool. Have a look at this. Not a lifer, and a species you've seen on the channel quite some time before, but normally we only ever get these in northern Thailand where they're somewhat common. And down here where we are now, this is like a true rarity. I knew they existed down here, but I had never seen or heard of one being seen down here by anyone that I know. This is, of course, Goniosoma caeruleum, or ceruleum, however you pronounce it, the blue-eyed green bamboo rat snake. And unlike many of the specimens up north, this one actually has like visibly blue eyes. If you can show the side of his head there, he doesn't like looking at the light. But many of the northern ones we find, I always joke that they shouldn't be called blue-eyed. But this one, you can see there, most definitely has a beautiful pale blue eye. The first ever actual blue-eyed bamboo rat snake that I've ever seen. These guys are non-venomous, related to the red-tailed racers, which are of course much larger and goofier, but this is like the more elegant version that doesn't get as big. And down in the south here is like crazy rare. Probably the rarest snake we've seen all trip in terms of taking where we geographically are into consideration. What a freaking amazing find. Alright, new snake for the trip. Oligodon signatus, the rusty-barred kukri snake. This one's quite pretty actually, got some nice red banding there, but the real beauty of these is the venter. If you look, they've got that like bright red underside. Generally not as bitey as the large species of kukri, but if these do bite, it still is actually surprisingly painful for how small they are. And just like all kukris, they have anticoagulant saliva. Oh. So I'd like to try and avoid getting bit if possible. And usually they don't bite, but I feel like this one might bite. This one's very fired up, more so than they usually are. But neat. A nice little snake. Hans just volunteered to let it bite him, and it actually does. Yeah, you see it drew a little bit of blood there. There's a good chance it'll bite you again. Maybe not though. It's like thinking about it. Alright. Oh, is he gonna bite? Oh, there you go. Painful? My camera wasn't focusing. You have to let it bite you again.
That really hurts.
I'm kidding. Yeah, they're quite painful for how small they are, and as you can see, the anticoagulant saliva is really doing its thing the way it's supposed to.
Can you just take some pictures? So.
Location alert, we've all just had to like bail out of the car because one of us just got stung by a hornet, and then all of a sudden while we were trying to catch it, we realized there was like 20 freaking hornets in the car, and there must be like a wasp nest in the tree here. The car is full of them. Yeah, I can see them freaking buzzing around inside the car there. Ah, what on earth? Look at this shit. They're flying absolutely everywhere. One of us already got stung. Oh, what a freaking disaster. Look at that. Absolutely everywhere. There's just tons of them. They must be coming from the trees around here. There must be a nest somewhere. All right, guys, we need to just get in the car and start driving ASAP, because... Yeah, but there's like 10 of them out here, so... All right, here we have something kind of cool. It's hiding on the other side now, but now you can see him. This is a nice warrior Dinomyrmex gigas, which is actually the world's largest species of ant. The queens of these are up to like 4 inches, but even just these smaller warriors are impressively large, and it's crawling on my... God, wait. Okay, back on my hand now. There we go. You can see... It's really weird. They're actually so big that you can feel their weight when they walk on you. Like, you can distinctly feel that there's a heavy animal walking on you. Look at this. It may look like nothing, but there is a large trapdoor spider living there. We're not sure if he's home or if he'll be dumb enough to fall for the stick trick. But maybe he's gonna come out. Sometimes you can like tickle them out by messing with their triggers for their trapdoor. Oh, there he was. That was cool. We found another one. If you see that little star-shaped thing there, we're gonna try and see if this one will come out if we tickle the triggers. I wonder how many of these we must be walking past and just not seeing. Even when you know it's there, it's hard to see. Oh yeah, there he is. Little guy. Would that be the same species?
Yes.
Right, just spotted this little guy. Nice comparison. We've already seen this one this trip, the Malacan, and I was mentioning that at the next location we were going, you get the much nicer morph of it that has way more high whites and stronger contrast. And that's what we've got ourselves right here. Really lovely, high white, high contrast Asthenodipsas malacanus. Wow, this has some of the highest whites I think I've ever seen. And also got those like deep red eyes, which on camera look a bit more black than red, but wow, that is a really, really good looking specimen. So freaking pretty. I've always wanted to see one of these eat. I've seen other species of slug snake feeding before, but never been able to witness it with this one, and after you've caught them, they unfortunately are usually too stressed to eat in front of audience. This one's not flailing around as much as they usually do. Very nice. Oh yeah. See the others just there playing with that slug snake. I've walked past a bit and just spotted us a tiny wagglers, either juvenile female or male.
Just red and white spots.
Wagglers.
Male.
Way smaller than the last one.
Yep. This is the more typical color. I don't know if you remember, last week we saw a large male that was very neon colored, and I said that was uncommon. This is the more like pale powdery common color. I've also got like some sort of waspery flying around my face, so sorry for the bad filming. But yeah, nice small male wags. Pretty. Alright, look at this cute little guy we just got. Nice subadult Boiga melanota, and unlike the species usually is, this one is actually quite behaved. As you can see, he's not totally freaking out trying to bite me. He's got some amazing iridescence there. This is probably my favorite size of the species to find, because when they're big and pissy, they can just be so annoying to deal with when they're always just biting and shitting everywhere. This one is very sweet. Nice reduced banding. You can see the bands don't really go to the top of the body, just on that lower half of the sides. And yeah, not very defensive animal, just doesn't really care much what we do with it, which is always very welcome. I love finding docile snakes. So much more pleasant than when they're just trying to kill you. Look at that cute little head. So cute.
That'd be a challenge to me.
Okay, another snake has been spotted. A repeat. Another white-bellied rat snake. Wow, this one's very green as well. Just like the last.
It stinks.
Yeah, they don't smell good. Yeah, this one's got a nice orangey head as well. Look at that. Huge head. Very. Yeah, nice. Both of the Fusca we've seen this trip have been quite pretty ones.
It's not the same one, is it?
No, for sure not. These are not too rare around here. I see them quite a lot. But they're not always this green. This one is really green. Holy crap. Nice banding on its body too. That must smell good.
It doesn't smell great, no.
Beautiful. Sweet. Guys, have a look at this. Here we have Manus javanica, the Sunda pangolin, which when it feels threatened will coil into this nice little ball. This isn't a very big one. Probably a sub-adult. You can see there next to my hand the size. Fortunately, you can't see its face very well because it's completely hidden, but look at those huge claws. These are critically endangered. Pangolins are actually the most trafficked animal in the world, although not this species. The population of this species is still bad, but not as bad as some of the other ones. Really, really cool though. It's like a weird reptile slash mammal slash... I don't even know. Really, really cool though. Alright, doing things a bit differently today. Unlike all the other nights where we're actually hiking trails, today we're going to focus on some road walking. And our main goal is to try and find a female wagglers, because that has eluded us this whole trip. Near the beginning of the trip we actually did see a couple, but they were so unreasonably high up, completely uncatchable. So we're just going to do a bunch of road walking today, and already found our first snake. Not going to catch it though, because it's not a very exciting one. Just in there you can see a juvenile brown morph, a Hetula prasina. But first snake, hopefully we'll find more. Right, off to an even better start now. Shortly after that vine snake, Sam just spotted this lovely little juvenile Boiga nigriceps, and my camera can't focus on it at all, so I'm gonna lift him out and hopefully he doesn't destroy me. Because this species actually... Oh, wait, he's opening his mouth already. I couldn't see. Anyway, there we go. Now you can see. This species is quite a bit more toxic than most other Boiga. I had a friend of mine get bit by one of these, and it wasn't even a bite and chew. It was just like a reasonably short bite, maybe for 1 or 2 seconds, and the next day his hand was completely swollen like a balloon. I guess he did have an unusually bad reaction, because I myself have been bit as well and didn't have that happen, but yeah. Gonna try avoid being bitten. Second juvenile of this species we've seen so far. 0 adults yet, unfortunately. But personally, I actually think the juvies are a bit better looking. This one isn't the reddest one I've ever seen. Sometimes they're like bright red or pink. This is just like a slightly reddish, yellowish tan color. It looks a bit different IRL than it does on camera, but cute little snake. Species 2 of the night. I spotted my first snake that I spotted myself for the night. Probably not going to be able to catch it, although Aaron is going to try. You can see right up there, I don't know if you can actually see very well, another Goniosoma oxycephalum sleeping. This species is notorious for always sleeping incredibly high and in like a perfect, like tight coiled ball. That is very, very high though. Alright, Aaron has procured a long stick. I'm still convinced the stick isn't long enough. Aaron reckons it is. Truncation. Truncation alert. Truncation alert. Alright, a larger stick has been retrieved. Stand a bit sideways so we can see the length. That is an obscenely long stick. Let's hope this one doesn't snap. Alright, we've attached a snake hook to the very end of it. Jesus, this is long.
It's way too long.
I have to go so far back to fit this whole thing in frame. Oh, go back. Try and hook it out.
Keep the branch. Let's go ahead.
Well, you might owe someone a snake hook. Try and get it to climb onto the stick. Yeah.
Oh, there's the snake hook. Almost.
Yeah, pull. Oh. Right, spotted a new one for the trip. There we have a nice Boiga drapezii. All right, hook him out. Don't try and go for the front half so he doesn't go higher, or just jump. Pull, quicker, more violently.
Fuck me.
What on earth is going on?
Are you okay? He came down there, didn't he?
There's a snake hook stuck up there.
Ow. Fuck. Are you okay? Yeah, okay. It sort of slid down gracefully. It's all over my back.
Nice. There we go. I was wondering when one of these would show up. This was the second last southern Thai Boiga we were missing for the trip, leaving only the Jaspers left, which I think we'll probably not see, but getting all but one is quite nice as well. Nice adult as well. White spotted slug snake. Unlike some of the others, these guys usually don't bite. Did I say slug snake?
You said slug snake.
White spotted cat snake, sorry. I love this species. Doesn't bite. Watch it just like bite now. Nah, this guy's a sweetheart. Really, really cool. All right, here we got yet another slow loris. And thanks for that cloud, boss. Wait. There we go. Cute little loris. Is there another one over there?
No, this is for that.
Oh. Yeah, not that interested in rats. Actually on somewhat of a roll tonight for considering we're just walking roads. I don't know how well you can see, there's a fair-sized Boiga melanota up in there climbing on the bamboo, just on the right half of the screen. You can see part of its body in the middle right now. Not sure if we'll be able to get it though. It looks like it's going downward though, so maybe if we just wait, it'll come closer. Yeah, there's no way we're catching that, but at least you can get a better view of it from this angle. Decent size one, but incredibly high. But look at this, guys. I was about to grab this killed slug snake, and then I noticed that there's a snail right in front of him, so if we're very lucky, we may be able to witness him eating here in a moment, if us shining our bright-ass torch at it won't disturb it too much. But he's definitely onto this snail. I guess the snail just needs to move a bit for him to see it, because even though they eat snails, which are so slow, they are visual hunters and they need to see the snail moving. We're all just filming, waiting for something to happen. Right, today really seems to be the day of near predation events. You can see a skink there, and the snake, I guess, was following it. Let's see if we can feed him off. Being defensive as ever. Let's see if I wiggle my hand here, he's going pretty crazy for it. Whoop. And away he goes. Alright, very good. Have a look at this. You may think just another slug snake, which it is, but this is Asthenodipsas laevis, the smooth slug snake. And for the longest time ever, this was my white whale species. I herped Thailand for like 13 years without coming across one of these. And now I've actually seen 3 in the past couple of months, but it's still a very special snake to me because, as I just mentioned, I've only ever seen 3 before. And it is arguably one of the prettier slug snakes as well, and definitely by far the rarest one in the country. Really, really pretty little slug snake. Closely related to the Malaccan slug snake. You can see the bodily proportions and stuff is very, very similar, only the pattern being different. And it has very smooth scales, which obviously you won't be able to see on video, but if you ever get the chance to hold one, you'll notice how nice and smooth they are. Very pretty little ventrals on these guys too. The banding kind of goes around the sides of the body. Got some nice iridescence going on there as well. Never noticed that on a slug snake before. Super pretty little guy though. Very happy to have found this. What a nice little addition to the night on an otherwise relatively unproductive evening. Nice. Guys, holy crap, we were just on our way back to the airport, and would you look at what was shooting across the road. I didn't even say a word to anyone in the car. I just like slammed the brakes, jumped out the car so fast I just about fell, and it was already gone, but we managed to flush it back out. A freaking bright golden Sumatran spitting cobra. What on earth? Looking for it the whole trip, and then it shows up the moment we're about to go home. That is freaking incredible. Holy crap, guys. Oh my word. Very unprepared here. We've also left the car in the middle of the road, so I'm gonna try and grab it by the head. Hans, if you could just take over the filming for a second. No, it's fine. I'm gonna try to just get it by the head quickly so that we can more effectively work with it and bring it somewhere. Holy crap. We freaking got one at the very last moment. All right, everyone's here now, and we've gotten the snake away from the road to do a bit of photography. And you can see within just a couple of minutes of playing with it, it's already mellowed out quite a lot. And at this point, we can barely even get it to hood for photos, which is a little annoying actually, but for handling, it's quite nice. You can just gently play with it, but I'm not sure if it's coming out on video very well, but come in from above and get a nice close-up of the snake. Such a beautiful golden Sumatran spitting cobra. Holy crap. Not the biggest one ever, but luckily it's not a juvenile either. So definitely already big enough to properly be able to see it. And not a worm. But yeah, very, very, very nice snake, which as you can see is not even making any efforts to hood or do anything at this point. Maybe if I put him on the floor and you come from above, you can see if I can probably tickle a little hood. On the floor they usually get a bit more defensive than on the thing. There you can see that lovely golden hood. Got to be careful though so he doesn't whip around. What a color though. These guys, I've noticed, they're able to turn around and bite a lot quicker than most other species of cobra, which is quite annoying, so I'm not going to push it. But yeah. See if I can use my knee. He spat at me quite a lot when we got him out the bottle, but of course he's probably used up most of his venom by now, so he's just exhausted and tired and wants to get away at this point, which we're going to allow in just a second. Awesome. Very, very good last snake of the trip. We started the trip with a blue coral and ended it with a Sumatran spitting cobra. 2 showstoppers. Absolutely amazing. All right, the time to release has come. Always so sad releasing these, you know, because you only have them for such a short amount of time. And I could really sit here and play with this for hours and hours, but at the end of the day, it is a wild animal and we're going to release it after our photos. But Look how calm this thing has gotten. It's not even like hooding or doing anything anymore at this point, unless I like specifically tickle it, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm actually quite happy with it being calm. Wow, look at that snake. That is freaking beautiful. What a good cobra. Look at that like speckling on the scales as well. It's got like some slightly darker patches within the yellow. So freaking beautiful. Anyway, we're in some nice habitat here, and we're just gonna let him cruise on off into the forest a little way away from where we caught it. All right, and that was it for the video, guys. Very good snake to finish the trip, and that honestly couldn't have gone better.
We do it now. We do it now.